attention. Thank you. And if you are streaming, please switch it off. Otherwise, the feedback will be too much. Now, excuse me. Can I please ask you all to stop talking so I can make a start to the lesson? All right. So we already know that when we follow the scale pattern of 2 T's, 1 semitone, 3 tones, and a semitone, you end up, when you start the scale, excuse me, you two, if you're going to keep talking, go outside. Thank you. It's your choice.
Aaron wasn't talking about that.
All right, so
just put it on the table here, and then you can see.
okay. So if you start the major scale from certain notes, you end up with notes being sharpened or flattened. Now, that's the why of key and key signatures. But in your exam, you won't have time to work out the keys and key signatures for each key. You actually need to memorize it. All right, so we're going to today focus on key and key signatures. And to start with, let's look at what we looked at briefly last lesson. So the half of circle of fifth. So the center point without any key signature is C. And the relative minor of C major is A minor. And how you find it is that you go down a minor third, okay, to find your relative minor. And then we move on clockwise, 5 steps. We move on clockwise 5 steps to G. All right. So what's the keys? I'm not going to touch on the key signature until I get to this part. I'll use this part of the whiteboard to talk about your key signature. So the relative minor of G major is
E flat D.
E flat minor.
Like that. E minor.
And we move clockwise
5 again.
5 more steps.
That'd be
And
D.
this lands to
D.
D major. And the relative minor is
B minor.
B minor. Very good. And clockwise 5 more steps.
E. A.
Hey.
One,
Thank you.
You did one step.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A. All right. So the relative minor for A major is
minor. F sharp.
F sharp minor. Thank you. Now we're going to look at the other half of the hemisphere. So we're going to look at the flat keys. So we go counterclockwise 5 steps down. It goes to F. Thank you. So on this side, so when you're going clockwise, these are the sharp keys. All right. So when you're going counterclockwise, these are the flat system. Okay, flat system. So relative minor.
D flat minor.
Thank you.
I'm just saying.
D minor. And
B flat.
5 more steps.
B flat.
5 more. B flat. Are you correct? Let me check. Yes, you are. B flat. And the relative minor.
G minor.
G minor. Very good. G minor and 5 more steps down.
E flat.
E flat. Good.
And that is C minor.
C minor. Relative minor. So you need to have. So in your exam, it's very helpful having this table drawn at the start of the exam. All right, it will help you with a lot of questions. So let's go to our steps to look at the key signatures. C, no key signature, but the raised sevenths in A harmonic minor which one is the raised seventh, please? Raised was, let's use the correct term of raised leading note.
G.
G, yeah, G sharp. Thank you. G sharp. And what's the sharpened leading note for E flat? Sorry, E minor.
D sharp.
D sharp.
How do you know that?
We've been talking about this, like whole term, this term, and last term.
Would it be next one C something? C. A.
Now,
A.
can I please just think in your head? There are
No, I mean A.
8 steps to each complete scale. Is that right?
Yeah.
8 steps. And that's the tonic, right? That's the 8th step is the tonic note. What's the 7th step? You go back a letter.
C one. C sharp.
Alphabetically go back a letter. That gives you the leading note. Sharpen the leading note. How is B going back a step? Alphabetically C. It's A sharp.
It's just the next one.
No, you go back. No, look at this.
No.
If you look at,
B.
If you look at the chart, it's saying
you just look at the next one. So the next one A, so it's A sharp.
that won't work.
Yeah, why not? I'm going after A.
Well, yeah, exactly. You don't have one after A. So how would you know what
You
it is?
just-
How would you know what it is?
It's gonna be.
All right, now class.
B G E G.
We're going to start looking at the key signature for G.
Oh,
G has 1 sharp.
Two shots.
yep, I knew that. Next
Can you please take notes? Take class notes.
Doesn't D
And-
have 2 shots? Yeah, no, I'm just asking a question.
D.
2 shots, and then the next one's A.
D major has F sharp, C sharp. And the next one, A major, you have F sharp, C sharp, and G sharp. And the relative minor is F sharp minor. Okay, so there people often use sentences, acronyms, acronyms to remember the key signatures. What I tend to do is because we're only learning half of the circle of fifths. So what you do is you start from F sharp. That's the first sharp. How do you find the next sharp? So when you have 2 sharps, what's the next sharp? Again, you use 5 steps. So the next sharp is 5 steps up, C sharp. So when you have 2 sharps, it's F sharp and C sharps. F sharp and C sharps. And then if you have 3 sharps, you go further up a perfect fifth to G sharp. So when you say, oh, what's the 3 sharps in A major? You then start from F sharp and you go 5 a perfect fifth up each time to find the next sharp. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It does make sense.
All right. So, now without referring to your class notes, when you have 4 sharps, what are the sharps? Yeah.
F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp.
That's correct. So to work out the fourth sharp, you go a perfect first up from G. That's your fourth sharp.
But I don't really need to learn 3 sharps and 3 flats. Thing like you said.
Why not?
Oh, because you said in the exam it's only 3 sharps and 3 flats.
You just answered your own question.
No. Because you said we're doing 4 sharps just then. You said
We're not doing 4 sharps. I want you to be able to use the theory I just gave you to figure out the fourth and the fifth sharp. You don't need to know the key and key signature for your exam, but with that theory, with that trick, you should be able to work out all the sharps as long as you know the first sharp is F sharp. Right? Now, in your exam, we need to be able to think in reverse. How long is the video? It's 11 minutes. I need to stop now because it goes for too long, and then it's like it's not